Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're able to see them?
Yeah, I'm able to see. I'm able to see.
Oh, sure. Just introduce us.
Yeah, so I'm Mukesh from Spark. So we have from New One on we have Mr. Saurabh and Rohit. So you can probably just give a quick introduction and we'll start.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for taking the time to meet us and really appreciate your time. Just a quick background on New One and then we can jump into TVS. New One was started in 2004 by Arshad Zakaria. We've been long-term investors in India, one of the few funds that have gone through the ups and downs of the cycles over the last 20 odd years. We started as a multi-asset fund doing public, privates and real estate. But over the last 10 years, we've basically skewed towards doing only public marketing investing. And so we like to play sort of thematics in India, long-term sort of 2 to 3 years hold. We don't really short any stocks. So, ours is a long biased India focused fund. And, that's sort of our sort of thesis. We wanted to spend some time with you and understanding what's happening in the 2V space and particularly, from your perspective, how do you see the EV cycle play out? And, just basically, pick your brains and learn from you about the 2V cycle has been a great cycle. I mean, great industry for India over the last 20 years. But the question is, are we into a transition phase? And how do you guys see it play out over the next few years?
Kedar, would you like to
Yeah. Something urgent. So I just sent a message. Yeah.
Take your time.
See, EV, as we speak, the transition to EV is real. Of course, there are a lot of support from the government side through FAME and PLI. But from the customer side, when I look at it, if I look at last 3 months, almost 10% of the scooters are from the EV side now, EV scooters. Now, it's a combination of many things happening. One is any new technology. I think those people who are urban, especially educated, they look at it's green. It's a new overall total cost of ownership. In future will come down. It may not be coming down now, but in future it will come down. So, my view, EV transition is going to be real. Whether the numbers people are talking about is going to be at that percentage, what are the support infrastructure is going to put, what are the other support what government is going to give, how it is going to pan out in the rural. This may be the challenges going forward. But the inflation in the oil import, depreciation of the currency, all these are going to put a lot of pressure on the oil prices in India. I am not even bringing the sustainability. I'm not even bringing the green portion of it in India now. Coming back to TVS, we started the journey on EV almost 7 or 8 years back, and that is the culmination of iQube. So when we are talking today, we are working as though the entire transition is going to be EV. Okay. While I'm talking, please don't misunderstand me that IC is all stopped. No. IC, we have a strong team. They will take care. They will focus on domestic market, international market. Even in IC, we give maximum number of new products, new technology, new features, both in domestic market and international market. But that doesn't require top management intervention at all. There are enough people who are very well trained, who knows how to understand the customer needs and focus on that. EV is something where all of us need to put our energy, mind, including First is to create the product which is acceptable to the market. While I'm talking iQube, I think we are now trying to look at how do we ramp up very close to 10,000 this month and then take it to something like 25,000. If I have to ramp up, first is demand. The customer should like our product. And I'm very happy that iQube has got more than 25,000 booking. I have closed the booking primarily because if you don't deliver, no customer is going to keep quiet because he gets restless. And we are only there in 180 town stroke cities in India. We are not even there everywhere. So the first step is deliver the iQube variants to the market because customer loves it. It is seen as all the benefits of an ICE. Okay, for example, it can in Indian usage condition when you travel, you will know that practically the entire family will sit on the scooter, 2+2 minimum. They will carry the baggages, good roads, bad roads, flyovers. Sometimes it is rainy, sometimes it is dusty, sometimes it is very hot weather. It varies even in India. Now it is winter, the pollution levels reach. So whatever you have seen in ICE, it gives all that, plus it gives a lot of connected features. It gives the digital connect, it gives voice assist, it gives every element of modern requirements of any consumer who uses this smartphone. So we always say that it's smartphone on wheels. Okay, they want this, but they also want to ride. Okay, then we have faster charging facilities. We are also tied up with many infra companies in India so that public charging happens. As of now, most of the consumers are using home charging as of now. But as the numbers go up, I'm very sure. And also application. Today, we have tied up with Amazon. There are many e-commerce companies. I think they will have fleets where they will have public charging. They will have their own charging facilities. Okay, so we will have to look at commuters. We have to look at owned by the commuter. We have to also look at those which are using for, in my opinion, utility purposes. We are also looking at coming up with products in various customer categories. What you have seen is a commuter scooter. Now you will see many more products. You can look at a scooter range, motorcycle range. I think we have the best range today. And each range is going for certain customer segments. Segment by segment, we are looking at what kind of EV products are required, how it has to be differentiated to the customer usage. And please understand, with the EV coming in, we have a huge potential to get into not only to developing markets, also to the developed markets. So far, most of our exports are into developing markets. Only product which is going to the developed markets is the partnership with which we are doing BMW 310 series, which is more than 120,000 customers are there in all markets, whether it is Europe, US, Japan, China, Australia, every developed market is there. This gives us an opportunity through EV. And one positive thing is this is pretty confidential because you are with Desik, and I can share with you the next new platform of the two-wheeler, school two-wheeler for BMW is completely designed and developed by us for the global markets and for us also, for them also. So EV is certain, EV will happen, and the way we are looking at in TVS is already the changes happened. Okay, while I am talking, the reality is not. Reality, it will be there, ICE will be there, ICE transition in motorcycles, we have to closely study how it is going to happen. Many of the developing markets are there. African markets, I don't think it is going to be EV tomorrow because they have their own challenges. Maybe some parts of the ASEAN markets might change. Okay, but even in Indonesia, what we are hearing is 2024, 25. So my view, next 5 years are going to be the transition points, and we have made enough investments. We have hired new experts in the areas of software, electronics, digitization, in addition to our strong engineering team on the electric side, because this is what is going to make the huge difference for future. I hope I have answered you.
Yes, I mean, I'm going to ask a more of a generic question. As you look 5 years out, you have a vision for TVS in the electric space. What would be the reasons why you would not succeed? Like, what are the main challenges to achieving success in your vision?
I don't think that we will have any kind of challenges. The risks, according to me, see, we always focus on the customer. Okay, we never start with the bottom line in any business. Even in iQube, we started giving something which is liked by the customer. Okay, when the top line is there, every line will come. That has been our faith and belief, and that has happened also. Okay, I can give you two big analogies. When we invested in Indonesia, 99% is Japanese brand. We went to Indonesia. We created new products for the market. We did not take Indian products because the consumers are different, their usages are different, and we stayed there. We stayed there, and last 3 years we are profitable. Now customers love our product, really love our product, and the numbers are going up. Month after month, the numbers are going up, and you will see the profits and the EBITDA going up substantially because to your information, when we started, almost 30 members were from India. Today, just 2 are from India. It is completely driven by the local team. That is our belief. So another example is our TVS Credit Services. Of course, that is an Indian example. Today, it is one of the most profitable. It has already, the book size is more than 20,000 crores. And if I look at the delinquency rate, it's the best in the industry. Correct, Desi?
Absolutely right. Doing very
So,
well. Just to answer. No, only on the EV side, since you asked about the challenges what we face 5 years down the line. Today, the challenges are more on the cost side, BMS side. And as far as we internally concerned, whether FAME or without FAME, we don't consider that as a driving factor for the growth of the industry or profitability of the company. In all our projections, FAME is, we assume that will not be there wherever the date is fixed as 31st March 2023. And the only part which is, sorry.
Yes, there I have only one modification. When all of us started export, all of you know that we had benefits almost 14%. Because every government will start supporting industries to export. Today, the same 14% is only 1.5% or 2%. Okay. So even from the government side, when we are talking about EV transition, today there is a huge import bill in oil. Okay, there is a huge import bill. The EV transition is going to help the government as well. The import bill is going to come down steadily. Okay, and government also knows that practically the biggest thing is cells, and there is no cell manufacturing in India today. It's all imported. Okay, for us, the BMS is designed and manufactured by us here. Cell we buy. Same way, whether it is motor, controller. The biggest difference between many companies and our company is our design. We work with partners either in India or outside, and we have a very clear plan of design and development. The benefit is when the volume goes up, you can look at a common platform. IVCU can be common. We can look at how to leverage. The cost can come down. The same principles, whatever we have used to reduce the cost on one side, and also to commonize on the other side. So this becomes a win-win for the supply chain as well as for the country. So volume is the key. That's why I said our strategy has been customer delight, leading to developing certain platforms which are common for huge scale, even in EV. Then very clearly owning those design areas where the cost can make a more from the customer side. If we have to differentiate like a Jupiter 110 and Jupiter 125 and an Ntorq, okay, performance, the connectivity, the kind of digitization. Each customer wants, for example, we started with, I can only give you an analogy, 160 Apache, 160 2V, 160 4V, 180, 200, 225, then 300 with, so each one has got a segment, each one is focused on certain customer segments. You can see the same analogy here in the EV as well. Okay, that is what is going to increase the customer delight, increase the volume, and this is going to help us to work with the supply chain to control the cost and reduce the cost. Okay, and according to me, government will find a way of supporting this industry transition because it in their own interest this is required. Import bill has to come down means some other thing has to go up. Okay.
I understand that. Like what I'm trying to understand is, or guess is, there are a few assumptions that go into what you think the future will hold. But which are the assumptions that are very critical for this to be true? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what is the risk to this vision being true? Like,
see, there are 2, 3. The biggest risk I am seeing is semiconductor availability. Okay, first biggest risk is getting constant demand. Fortunately, demand is there. If you give a good product, EV customers are saying, I can come and buy. We are only present in 180. When I go all India, the demand can be much, much higher. And we have the capability to put the products. Now, from the ramp up side, I need to get the parts on time or ahead of time. How do we work with these suppliers? How do we give them the confidence that, because some of them are very big suppliers. On the last 1 year, meeting their CEOs and they visiting here, they've seen that TVS is a very, very serious player in the two-wheeler side. So they have started now looking at how do we have a very clear agreement with you on 3 years, 5 years, how can we supply you? So I think it is again demand, customer delight, and they're getting the confidence and putting the capacities to get the semiconductors. So if you ask me, that is one. Okay, how do we get it and what kind of challenges? Second, I don't think it is a risk. Our own opportunity to get into this developed markets and developing markets in a big way. Okay, there may be some localization requirements. Okay, because any market and EV, when you go there, they might say this content has to be local because every market has got certain benefits. So how do we establish that? How do we make sure that we get on time? This may be, I won't say it is a, these are timeline, you know, normally any timeline, there could be a delay of up to 3 months possible. Okay, I'm saying from the Indian experience also. Number 3, the current geopolitical situation, which is applicable to everybody. Okay, and geopolitical situation, why do I say that? Because the raw material for the EV are specifically available in certain countries, so they can use it to their advantage. Okay, and that can create some challenges. But fortunately, we are also de-risking that. We are not a single country dependent. For example, we used to import from China almost 22-23%. Now our import from China is less than 4%. But it has happened over an 8 quarter. You can't do it like this. You know, you can't do that. You need to have either a local.
So which country is your biggest, where do you import from which is the country which is the largest import for you?
Now the import, the biggest in EV is only the cell. Only the cell. All the remaining are either they have got facility here. Okay. Even in cell, there are many people as a part of the PLI. They are going to be here in India. They are all committing supply sometime 2024, 2025. Okay. If 2024 and 2025 happens, that will be brilliant. Brilliant.
But the batteries are still lithium ion, or what is this?
Lithium.
Lithium ion.
Yeah, we only deal with lithium.
But that source continues to be China, correct?
No. There are other than China, there are plenty of sources. For example, there are sources from Korea, there are sources from LATAM. China is also there, but as of now, and the Indian sources are supposed to be 2024 and 2025. They may buy some raw material from different countries. I don't think they will source from China.
So who are
they
the
may
Indian
source some
guys who are
portion from
managing?
China because India, starting from Exide, which is a battery manufacturer, they have a big facility they are investing. Tata Green is also planning to do. Reliance Group is planning to do. I'm talking about the big people, big brothers. There are a lot of small ones, including other group company, Lucas. They are also trying for some technology. So, my view, 3 to 5 years, there will be, NMCs, LFPs, different type of technologies. All these are possible. So, if you are successful next couple of years, you will have more options in 2025 onwards, even in India. When we started motor, for example, we had only one supplier, Bosch. Okay.
Yeah.
Today, already there are 3 suppliers in India. Already. So the rate of speed of change and the agility what you see in the space is excellent. Excellent.
And just sort of now moving back a bit to the overall company, I think you guys are doing a fantastic job in the EV space and also the higher CC bikes. As everyone from the outside, we always look at for TVS, margin expansion is always the key, game. You started to do well over the last, 2 years. How sustainable and how much more room is there to run there?
You can move a little bit to right side.
Sorry.
Because you can see. Wonderful.
Sorry.
See, our first of all, let me make it clear. We are not averse to margin. Okay. Okay, because I have met many people. I think you use the right word, sustainable. I think what is most important is we always look at the win-win-win-win for all the partners. Customer. First is customer. You have to have brands which are delighting the customer, and any brand which does 25,000. I'm saying from empirical thumb rule. 25,000 per month. That will be successful for a company from the point of view of supporting the brand and growing the brand. From the supplier side, the investments whatever they have made, and also from the dealer side, because 25,000 which is divided into all the dealers. Okay, so today, 4 years back and now, we have Apache. We have, of course, Moped has been there throughout. Okay, Moped is a unique brand. I always say that it is going to the every day somebody wants to get $2, $3 and build his family. It's like a community development. It's a massive community development of the Indian market, and many markets we have seen. Because he starts earning that $2, $3, then he buys one more moped, then he puts education. First he takes care of his basic needs and education of the children. I have moped customers who have put their children to engineering and IT and doctors, and they are very proud, saying that, sir, thanks to this moped, I'm able to build. This is like a self-employment.
Everyone in India starts with a moped first, I think.
Okay. So that brand, even now we are selling almost 40,000, 45,000. Okay. The new brands, if I look at it, Apache, Ntorq, Jupiter, Raider, which was launched during the pandemic, Raider, Jupiter 125. Okay, then HLX series in the international market. We don't sell any HLX in India. It is only for the African market. Okay, we do more than 50,000 numbers, 60,000 numbers only in that brand. TVS King, the three-wheeler. Okay, now I'm very sure iQube will be part of the 25,000 club by March. I'm very, very confident. So most important is creating a sustainable pipeline and growing ahead of the industry. That is there now. Once you get that, then every element get amortized for higher and higher volume. We don't require extra people in the ICE space. Okay, we are now transferring and building a very strong team in the EV space. Okay, many of the ICE people, definitely there are specific things like software, digital, you need electronics engineers, you need motors, controllers. Okay, but there is a chassis, there is a seat, there is a external design, there are clusters. These are all common with ICE. So we are now in the organization transformation of how do we liberate some of the core competent people to more and more to the EV space, to the new technology space. Marketing cost, you have seen year after year, it is coming down. With going up volume, we are able to also commonize, we are able to also get better. Earlier, we used to have only one supplier. Now we have inducted the second supplier because the moment you have, second supplier, you can always get the scale benefits and you are able to get also from the incumbent. So these are all proven theories, and whatever the margin expansion you are seeing, you will continue to see. You will continue to see. Okay, please understand, even last quarter with higher volume of EV, we are at 10.2 EBITDA. And EV, we make a positive contribution, but not in line with ICE because there's investment. We are going step by step. So with EV, possibly we may be only company which is expanding our margins, and it will continue. This journey will continue because I'm pretty confident that we will grow ahead of the industry. My only simple, if you were here, you could have visited the plant. The only simple principle is we have to grow ahead of the industry every month. And we don't give credit. It is all cash and carry, even in the domestic market. My competitors are still on credit. Okay. Of course, Desikan always complains to me when we give credit, we also get some interest, which goes into our EBITDA. Okay, now it is not there. And our principle is 25 to 30 days of stock, not more than that. So the dealers, if they have to invest, they have to build. My sales guy said, don't get into credit, remove the credit because I lose my flexibility. Flexibility is nothing. You give whatever wanted and not wanted to the dealer. Now that is not possible. Dealer decides based on the pull. Dealer decides what is demanded by the customer. So we work in a very clear pull system across the channel. You can talk to some of our dealers. You can visit some of our competitor dealers as well. Again, from the point of view of the customer, because when we get into a restaurant, we want a crispy dosa, right? We want a crispy vada. We don't want 3 days back, 4 days back vada. Okay. Even when I say 25 days stock, there are dealers, there are brands which may be 40 days. So from the consumer, when they buy a water bottle, they look at the manufacturing date and expiry date. That is the sensitivity. Keep bringing down, fresh vehicles should be available to the customer. So we work with full system, complete full system, both in domestic and international. Okay. And the real fact is you have to sell to the customer. Not by dispatch, add to the stocks. No, not possible.
So you guided that things are going to improve, but What's your aspiration?
We don't give guideline on the margins, but we have only demonstrated the last few quarters how we have grown, and we will continue to grow.
And
our aspiration is very
can
simple.
you
So, continue to take this company's growth to developed markets now. You know, there is a huge opportunity. There is a huge opportunity in pricing. Okay, if I am able to ramp up iQube, I will put it first in Europe. I promise you that. Okay.
So that's
Or
why
I'll
my
put
next
it,
question was like, can you comment on your export strategy going forward?
I think with the premiumization, with the 310 product and the further products what we are now focusing, and the SEMG and Ego movement, whatever we have acquired in European market, primarily to understand these consumers, why they are using, how they are using, who is buying, who is using the two-wheeler, who is using the e-bike, Norton. I think these are all going to help us to really look at developed markets. So far, we have seen developed markets through the eyes of BMW. The entire 125,000 customers, and what it has given us confidence that we can also, this 125,000, almost 98% is local supplier. Okay, just for your information. Only 2% is some parts which are coming common to BMW. Otherwise, 98% of the parts for what is used in this are completely sourced from India, from Indian suppliers. Okay, and that is what is going to global markets. And the quality of these products are equal to Berlin or one step better than Berlin. These are statements from BMW. So what does it give us the confidence that, yeah, you have the capability, you have supply chain capability, design capability to go to the developed markets, number one. Number two, we are not a company which says, take this product. Okay, we know India, South Indian wants, I don't know whether Desigan gave you a good South Indian coffee, but somebody wants a good tea. Okay, somebody wants only roti dal, somebody wants only dosa, somebody wants, they start with the sweet. So you can't force the customer, no, this is the menu I have, take it. It will not work. Because of our core design and development capability, we can look at the products what we make, design and develop in Indonesia, we don't sell it in India. Okay, it's only for certain markets which are unique to that type of Scoopback, Bbayback, Neo or Rocks or Dance. Same way, the Africa HLX series. Okay, it can carry 4 people. It's a taxi bike. Okay, and it can carry 300 kgs. Okay, and normal Chinese bikes durability is less than 1 year. Our durability is 3 years. So they look at the total cost of ownership, and today they allow it. Now the analogy why I'm highlighting is whether it is developed market, this one we have the design, development, and JD Power. We are number 1 for the last 7 years. So I think the strength of the company is understanding customer insight, quality, durability, and investing in those features which are delighted. You come and see our 310 series, you will see ride mode, you will see voice connect, you will see Digi Connect, which are all seen in the 1200cc bikes. You know, when moped customer comes, I always tell this as an analogy. Today I have the dealers here. My moped customer first comes and looks at my RR310 in the dealership. He's not going to buy. If you ask him, he says, no, I want to buy for my son. I'm not going to buy. This is fantastic, you know. That is the aspiration of India. In a rural market, even somebody looks at an RR310, which is 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs, he may have the ability to buy only 50,000, 55,000. So that is TVS today. So if you ask me, EBITDA, much more than EBITDA, I want to sustainably grow the market, capture the market, disproportionately grow the market, establish the TVS brand. I promise you, you delight the customer. I always tell my finance team, anytime you want to take price, nowadays we take prices up than the competition. Most of our brands are higher price than competition. We don't We don't take part even in Diwali or New Year, any discounts. There may be some sweet box free because that dealer gives, you know, you can't, India is India. You know, somebody will ask, can you give me a floor mat free? Something has to be given free. Okay, that is Indian mindset. But we don't give huge discounts like competitor. Again, why we don't give? Primarily because if I give discount today, yesterday's customer will come, hey, you are cheating me. Yesterday you gave it to me at this price. And most of 50% of the customers we have seen, especially those retail finance customers, after 3 years, 4 years, the resale price of the bike is their first installment.
So 5 years out, what percentage of your revenue will be exports?
Currently we are 30. Currently we are growing year after year. We are at 30. I'm pretty confident it will grow at the same pace. Okay, last 3 years back we were at 20%. Now we are at 30%.
So do exports have a better margin profile versus domestic?
Exports, see, country by country the margin varies, but we normally doesn't give any guidance on the margins. But if our aspiration, currently we are the top one amongst the top 5, okay? But we have a huge ambition to become one among the top 3, top 4. It is possible for the product range. TVS has got that capability. And with EV coming in, practically it is zero. You know, whatever ICE we are talking about, EV, it's a huge opportunity for companies like us.
And do you see competition more from established players or new upcomers in the EV space going forward?
I think it is, in my opinion, EV, it's interesting. So currently we have more than 300 players. Okay, even 2 to 3% of the 300 become successful. These are all new. Okay, I think it is good. It is good to have new players. Okay, because it gives better to the customer. It comes with a lot of innovation. It comes with a lot of agility. So we can't anymore talk about established players like Bajaj or Hero or Honda and Yamaha or Suzuki and say that we know the strategy, this is likely to the thinking. Okay, I think we have to look at Olas of this world and Aethers of this world and Okinawas of this world and say, yeah, whoever gives better to the customer, they win.
And internally, you know, when companies go through transitions from, let's say, from ICE to EV, how do you sort of maintain the morale of people who are working on ICE? Because it's still the cash cow which is supporting your growth. So is there an incentive sort of, how do you incentivize them to be motivated and sort of keep going on?
Brilliant question. What we use as a model, sorry to say, I'm a mechanical engineer, okay? My R&D head is a IC engine head, but we lead the EV. I've seen you have to look at from the customer side and you have to be learning new things at every time. Okay. So we have a big ICE team. We have a new team on the EV. The new team is not really new team. There are some core people who are working cross-functionally. You know, there are areas where we don't have competence or we have limited confidence like software or digitization. We have hired some people. We have put them into this team. So it's a shared, we have a unique management system. The top management, the entire BLP, we have shared destiny kind of a thing, you know, customer satisfaction, share of business, profit. They are all common for all the senior players in their variable pay structure. Okay. It's not that a new product guy comes and produces some new products. Actually, that was the period 10 years back. Then we found that are we gaining market share because of the new product? Is our EBITDA becoming better? Okay, product has to be successful. This shared alignment of the organizational goals makes a huge difference in the transition, whatever you say. And even in EV space, one of the guiding principles what we are using for even for the ICE people and the EV people, how we are going to take, while on one side, I always use the word rewiring when the mains are on. Okay, you are rewiring the organization to transform into an EV company, embracing the future. How do you make sure that the transition without big shocks? Because when you rewire, there will be shocks. Okay, but it cannot be fatal. And it has got its own nuances. It is you have to work with. It's not only internal, also with the supplier, also with the dealer, also with the distributor. How do we do it in such a way that there is a mindset change in line with the consumer change? Okay, based on how the consumers are changing, we have to change the front end. In line with the company change, the suppliers have to align and change. And I agree with you. If tomorrow there is no engine, okay, then how do we transform as a company? And here also, some of the critical things we design and develop inside. Okay? Possibly, when you come next time, if you're having time, you visit us, you will see a motor manufacturing inside the company. I don't manufacture all motors, but the most critical motors, if I don't manufacture, I will not be able to design with the supplier, and supplier will not get the confidence. So we are not a company who just buys some parts, import some part, assembles and give it to the consumer. No. So it's a balance between internal, make and buy, design. Core is design. Because if you don't design, you will not be able to differentiate to the customer.
So when do we expect EV to make a much positive contribution to our bottom line? When do we expect EV to positively contribute to our bottom line? I know we are in an investment phase right now, and I think we are doing right there. But when do we expect it to positively?
See, last year we were negative on contribution. This year we are positive on contribution. Volume is the key. Whatever I said, the moment I see volume, I get an opportunity to, for example, we had one iQube. Now we have 3 iQubes. Okay? 3 iQube has got different features. I am able to price it differently. 3 iQubes have got different margins. It is not common margin. Okay? I can give you an analogy. When we started Jupiter, we had one product equal to Activa. And always my sales team says Activa brand consideration, brand essence is far superior, sir. Don't price it equal to Activa. So we landed up giving better features, slightly lesser price or equal price with Activa. Okay, I can't stop it because if somebody has to consider, Activa is almost 60% of the market in scooters. If some customer has to consider Jupiter, we have to tell the dealer has to say that these things are superior to Activa, yet I'm giving you at the same price, or these are equal to Activa, I give you a lesser price. Sensible, right? We said this way you cannot make money. So we said there will be an Activa equivalent called Jupiter. Then we brought a model called Jupiter ZX, okay, which is far superior in terms of look and feel, in terms of technologies, in terms of features. Then we brought a Classic. Then we brought a Grande. And today I can tell you 50% of my sales from Jupiter is on these variants, which are priced much higher than Activa. Okay, because when one consumer walks in, he says he is also a very good negotiator. Sir, Activa is so much price. I got this quotation from Honda. This is the price. This is your product. So why should I give you so much price? I said, okay, fine. You take the Activa equivalent product. But here you look at it, these are the additional features. This is not there in Activa. Okay? If you are a retail finance customer, you pay another 100 rupees more. Suddenly his mind starts thinking, oh, 100 rupees more, then I'll land up here. Today, this is the confidential information which generally I don't share. More than 50% of the Activa, sorry, Jupiter sales is coming from the higher range. I make better margin there. Okay, same by IQ. I have version 1 originally last year. Now I have 3 versions. I started with 18600 that cell. Now I have 21700. Okay. Between the cell chemistry, my sourcing is effective. The volumes are higher. I have variants. I'm only giving you broad strategies. Okay. Now, for 3 variants to exist, my volume has to go to 25,000. Okay. Or even beyond. So, I'm very clear, the same strategy, whatever we are using on variating and delighting the customer with better and better features will continue even in EV. And that is where our margins are going to be healthy. Our ambition is also, like you said, how quickly we can make the margin equal to ICE. Okay. But most importantly, according to me, the volume is the key there. Customer delight is the key there. And the product range is the key there.
So what will EV have an impact on the aftermarket or spares business? Because typically the maintenance would come down quite significantly. So how do you see that business? Because typically that is a high margin business also. So yeah.
I think there are many apps, there are many features like what we have seen in smartphones. Already we have got a model of OAT updation for certain features to the customers. And the good thing is there are customers, not all customers take it, but we are already seeing more and more customers are opting for that. They want certain features, want certain OAT updates, which they pay, the extra they pay. So in my view, mechanical parts, definitely that needs maintenance. Okay, whether it is a chassis or a seat or the electric parts where engine parts are not there. Okay, definitely this new connectivity features, new annual special features which are going to be updated through OAT. These are all ideas which are definitely already we have applied it in IQ. It's extremely good. Almost 6-7% of the consumers are opting for that. Okay, and this will continue. I'm very sure because our experience shows that there are set of customers even in their premium, their super premium, their deluxe kind of customers. They want certain features which are far superior. Even in when you look at the ST version, there is a 5-inch, there is a 7-inch. Okay, we are even thinking beyond that. So whatever you are seeing as the aftermarket and service, okay, a significant proportion is moving into software updates, new features, new customer benefits, which is going to help the customer in different ways. Okay, more and more I can share when we launch. When we launch the product, I can share.
One thing, ICE will coexist. Not that ICE is going to be completely away. That's something which you should keep that in mind. Whatever he is saying, besides that, ICE will coexist. Anything else? Thanks,
if I may ask just one question, sorry, last one. So the current two-wheeler market we see is split between the mid-speed guys, like you had mentioned, Okinawa, Ampere, etc. They seem to be largely in that mid-speed segment, while the high-speed, relatively high-speed segment, you have TVS, Bajaj, Ather, Ola, etc. What we have noticed is this mid-speed guys, they haven't really invested so much. At least that is our perception. I may be wrong. that they haven't invested so much. They are more plug and play kind of guys, where they are dependent on imports, etc. Recently, you saw some of the FAME 2 subsidies were taken away from Hero Electric kind of people because they were not localizing so much. But when we see, when you, like you had mentioned, 10% of the market is already moved in scooters to EV, that includes a lot of these mid-speed guys who are just plug and play. How do you see that market evolve? Do you think this mid-speed guys, because they have not invested, they don't have the right to win, and the high speed like yourself, you have the right to win, and so as you go into the other product segments, like you have mentioned in the past, 5 to 25 kilowatt you will address. So you will also go down the value chain, even maybe the moped segment electric. Do you think players like you have a better right to win, given you have invested so much in technology, etc., etc.?
I see. I don't want to use the word right to win. I respect Okinawa. I respect Hero. I respect Ampere. But please look at from the customer point of view. Customer point of view, when they buy, if somebody tells them it is 1.5, you can drive, maybe your son or daughter can be taken. You have lost the customer at that time. Okay. Or you say, normally you have to use only in good roads and range. Okay, we have publicized 100, but range will not be more than 70. Some customers will immediately stop that. When you get into the traffic, especially when you are in a kind of a flyover, which is, let us say, 5 degrees, 7 degrees, and 2 people are there, suppose it says it is not able to pull. Okay. So my principle is very simple. I always tell people that today we are successful in Jupiter or Ntorq due to certain. I don't like anybody in my company using the word customer abuse. That is customer use. Okay, if customer takes 4 people and they ride, that is the way it rides. Yeah. If you cannot give you a product meeting the customer requirements, it's not that every customer takes their entire family in the scooter, okay? But 20-30% of the customer take their family in scooter, and the roads may be bad roads. Say one of the reasons why we put 12 inches, if the bad road is there, 10 inch will not suffice. Okay, so you have to look at from the customer side usage, and what happens is these 3 companies, whomever we said, the customer acceptance has been coming down because of the word of mouth. Somebody will say, no, don't buy this. Yeah, I made a mistake. It cannot take the flyover, or it cannot take more than 2 people, or the range what they commit and what they are getting is not okay. On the other side, IQ people love it because people say it is like a Jupiter. It does every function of Jupiter, plus you get this benefit. So please understand, it's not right to win. It is right to win in the customer usage. So whoever is focusing on the customer, he has got the customer decides whether you have the right to win or not. Customer usage is not 1 year. Customer usage is over a period of 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And in Indian context, I have Excel 50, which is even 25 years old, being used by the consumer. Amazing. Okay, because they just don't give it to anybody else. They use it and they repair it, they maintain it. Okay, so the mindset is 10 years minimum. Possible, give it to the grandson or granddaughter. Okay, maybe because of the pyramid and the income levels. Okay, so this customer understanding and giving that durability, reliability, and the must be quality. See, if 2 people, their weight is 100, 120 kgs, you have to give them that flexibility. Original definition of TVS, since you have not come here, you should visit here earliest time. Then you will see that our company's current chairman's father, Mr. Srinivasan, his definition was create a product which is on 2 wheels, motorized, which can carry the company doctor and company auditor up the Tirupati hills. Why company doctor, company auditor? Because they were the heaviest, I believe. Put together was 150 kg or 160 kg those days. And Tirupati Hills, there was no road.
Sure, sure.
The philosophy was customer usage, not abuse. The challenge comes for some of these companies because you are buying some kits and assembling and giving it. You are restricting the different usage conditions.
So it just comes down to cost then. I mean, you will have to come down with the product at that to cater to that customer, but it comes down to, I mean, the pricing of the product.
So thank you so
Sure.
much.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kaina.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
Kaina. I give a last minute request. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So please visit Hosur earliest and see the plant.
Right.
Okay, in order to give you that interest, I'm very proud of our employees. Every week they implement at least one improvement in their work area. One improvement in their work area. Every employee. Okay, and I have at least 400 employees on a quarterly basis. I meet them in their workplace to give a special award because they implement 100 improvements in the 90 days, actually 75 days. Now we have more than 800 families. They call it as home Kaizen. The spouses implement improvements on education, energy, safety, environment, housekeeping, okay, in their house and around. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.